Hello everyone, it's Cameron. Welcome to another vinyl update. Now today we have vinyl update number 42. Now we've done quite a lot of vinyl updates. It's often hard to keep up with how many you've done, but I just thought I would try and track how many we've done. So I've just found out that the recent one was 41, so we're doing 42. So got a lot of things to get through here in this this week's video. So I hope you're going to stick around though and see some of the content with what we've got here. I've got books, CDs, DVDs, vinyls, 7-inch singles, and yeah, you know what ones we've got. So going to start with something a wee bit different. We're going to start to do the books first. Now these two books I got together. The Complete Elvis, it doesn't have an author name, and this one, Elvis the Legend and the Music by John Tobler and Richard Houghton. So this one, these two I've never seen before. So yeah, they came from my record shop, and my record shop don't kind of normally do books that often. Well, occasions they do, but yeah, this one's, there's a lot of good pictures and stuff that you've never seen before. That's a nice one there. Even goes through the discography as well, all the albums and all the tracks and whatnot, and when they were released as such. So there's really, you get, it's kind of like a guidebook almost, like to Elvis in a sense. As it says there, articles, interviews, photographs, and A to Z's. So yeah, it's kind of like a guide to Elvis in a sense. This one here is the Elvis Legend and the Music, and this is like a biography or such. And oh, that just fell out. Don't know what that one's all about. But yeah, cool to have that one as well. This next book I got on Amazon, Scattershot: Life, Music, Elton and Me by Bernie Taupin. Now Bernie Taupin, for those that are probably aware of, was the co-writer, well, the writer and lyricist for Elton John. As basically a lot of people kind of know, Elton and Bernie, the way they would write was Elton would do the music and Bernie would send Elton the lyrics, and Elton would just kind of do the music. So yeah, I haven't read it, but it's a recent one. I kind of got this because I thought, well, for Elton's book, I've got Elton's book, which is interesting, and so this might be an interesting one too. So yeah, I thought I'd get that. Yeah, a lot of nice pictures of him. That's him and Alice Cooper. And there's one of him and John Lennon. Yep, that's a couple of photographs of him with John Lennon. When John, of course, remember at the time John appeared with Elton at Madison Square Garden. And that's him with Frank Sinatra. There's him and Elton. So yeah, really good one. And this is one my gran found, and I've never seen this one before. But Elvis World by Jane and Michael Stern. I have never seen this one before, but it's kind of interesting. It's a really nice design on here. It's got like this plastic cover which you kind of take off, but that's kind of part of the collector's. This is what makes it very valuable, the plastic. So the plastic thing on it. So you kind of have to keep it on here. So this one has a lot of nice pictures which I have never seen before, and a lot of good pictures in here. This is a good one which has appeared in a couple of my Elvis albums that I've got, so that's a great picture. That's a good one as well. Let's see if I can see where another one is. Try and find a nice. Oh, that's another good picture. So yeah, some of these books have a lot of good photographs you've never seen before, and a lot of ones you have seen, which is good to have in a book anyway. But that's a nice one, Elvis World. And this next one this one's going to come under a lot of interest in the press lately because of the film that's been made about this. This is an apple, just for those that are wondering. just a little drink to keep me going as we're talking through the video. It's Elvis and Me by Priscilla Belu Presley, and this has kind of come out a bit of scrutiny recently due to the film being made about Elvis and Priscilla. The film is based on this book. I don't want to say too much on it, but I don't really want to see the film. I'm not really interested in seeing the film because, you know, we had the great Baz Luhrmann biopic with Austin Butler last year, so it's kind of a bit sudden that there's another one. And I've heard some kind of things that are not very, like, which I don't want to talk about too much, but like, they're like, the film's going to try and portray Elvis in a negative light, and I don't really know if I want to see that. You know, they did that with Michael Jackson, and they did that, but because this was cheap in the charity shop, I thought I would get it, and here it is anyway. It's just kind of Priscilla talking about her life with Elvis and whatnot. Picture them in their wedding day. And I think they're kind of her life before Elvis in a sense as well. So so yeah, it was cheap, so I thought I would get it. And now we're going over to the CDs, since I feel got today. And at the end of the video, you might want to grab, because I've got an unboxing to do, which will be one of the vinyls, which is a vinyl I have in here. So I hope you tune in for that. So the first one up is Whitesnake Made in Japan. This is a kind of play on the Whitesnake, on the Deep Purple album, same name. This is from the 2011 tour of Japan, with a DVD and a CD, and a bonus audio CD of soundcheck versions from the 2011 tour of Japan. It's very similar to one I showed in a recent vinyl update, Made in Britain, the world record, but that came after this one. Don't know what this one's like, I haven't seen it, but hopefully it should be a good live performance. Like, Whitesnake are always really good live. I found this one in a Kilwinning charity shop, Elvis The Collection Volume 4. Now this is a 4 series set they put out in the 80s. I don't have the other 3 volumes, but I'm still on the lookout for them. So that was just, ooh, careful. That was just interesting because it's one I've never seen before, so I thought I would get it. These two came from my Socket record shop at a different time. Queen Live at the Rainbow, 74. One disc is from the Queen 2 tour and the other's from the Sheer Heart Attack tour, both from 1974. I'm just going to take out its plastic. I have this on the DVD, but it was just nice to get it on the CD albums as well, so yeah, we have them here. Not like this. Comes with a book in the middle as well, which I don't think I've really looked at in too much detail. There's a lot of nice pictures in here, and information about the tracks and whatnot, and yeah, just not that much, but interesting. Yeah, it's good to have this. So because I thought, well, I have the CD, no, DVDs, sorry, I was going to say CD, there, CD's what I'm holding right now, and I thought I'd get it on the CD as well, so yeah, I have both now, and even have the March concert, because I think the November concert's what was released on DVD, but they also, I think, might have filmed the March concert in 74, but I don't know what but I think the tapes for that might have gone missing, or the full show, it maybe wasn't fully filmed, so they might have used the only parts that were available, so who knows. And then the other one I have is the Concert for George. Again, I have this one on DVD, but nice to get on CD. I don't know if I don't think I even remember them putting it out on a CD, but still nice to have there. This was, of course, the George Harrison tribute concert they did at the Royal Albert Hall about a year after George's passing. In fact, as I'm recording this video, tomorrow is the 29th, and that'll be the 22nd anniversary since George's passing. So yeah, kind of apt, really. But there it is. There's the CD. It has people like Jeff Lynne, Eric Clapton, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Billy Preston, Joe Brown. So yeah, wide mix of all people. So that's a nice one to have. I've not seen the concert, but I do have it on a DVD as well. And the concert was in like 2002, and this CD was issued in 2003, and Queen Live at the Rainbow in 74 was released in 2014. And this seems to be struggling to get back in. I don't like it, just keeps sticking for some reason. There we go. Got it back in. There we go. Took a bit of a shake, but we got it. Next one I found in a charity shop, the Definitive Drifters. Now I had if you may remember my last, or one of my last vinyl updates, I bought Up on the Roof, the Best of the Drifters, but that was a single disc, and that didn't really have a lot of the songs I had on my double LP, 24 original hits by the Drifters. So I found this, and this had like more songs on it than the other one did, so I thought, yeah, I'll get this one and sort of give the other one to the charity shop, which I did do. This CD was released in 2003, so yeah, good to have. It's good to have the Drifters in both vinyl and CD, because in some cases when I buy a greatest hits, I tend to either stick with the CD or get both, or have vinyl on both. But you know, in some cases I'd like to have the CD. This next one came on Amazon. This is a great release. Elvis Way Down in the Jungle Room. This is a double CD set from 2016. This has recordings. The albums he did at Graceland, from the albums which he did at Graceland, which were, just get them both out, hold on, which were from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, and oh, there it is, Moody Blue. Those were two albums that he recorded in his home in Graceland, in his den at Graceland, but it was called the Den. It wasn't at the time called the Jungle Room. It would later become known as the Jungle Room. So the first CD is the kind of release versions of those songs, and CD 2 is the outtakes, which is really interesting to listen to before they were kind of the final versions. I'll pause it and you can see here. So we open up like this. There's the two CDs. I haven't heard the first disc because I kind of know all those songs already, but you know, it might be nice to listen to see how they sound in terms of remastered form. But disc 2 is really, really good to listen to, especially the outtakes. Really interesting ones to hear, I'd say. And this one I found in my Socket record shop when I got back from on holiday. The Rolling Stones Rarities, 1971 to 2003. This, I think, like some rare stuff they put out. This was released in 2005. I don't know too much about this one. I just saw it and I don't think I'd ever seen it before, so I thought, yeah, I'd get it. It comes with a funny sort of looking booklet as well, in which like it kind of like reminds you a bit of the Paul McCartney Archive Collection CDs, which I've had before quite a few times, and see, it kind of makes me think of that a bit there. These next two came from Amazon. First up is the Sun Sessions CD. It says here, Elvis Presley commemorative issue. This is like the Sun recordings with some studio outtakes as well. This is available on vinyl, but it's quite tricky to get on vinyl. I've seen it a few times on vinyl, but I didn't really get it. But if I ever see it again on vinyl, I definitely will try and get my hands on it this time. But good CD and a nice cover. And this next one is also available on vinyl, but it's very difficult, so I'll just have to stick with the CD as well. Elvis The Great Performances, a 1990 compilation. This is interesting because it has the first ever recording of Elvis, My Happiness, which was a little demo recording he made for his mum in 1953, so that's interesting. And it's also got the version of Unchained Melody, which was from the Elvis in Concert TV special that they filmed before Elvis's death, and that was recreated in the Baz Luhrmann film we mentioned earlier, but really done great as well. But the problem is with that version, it's kind of it's the undubbed version. It doesn't have any the backing and drums, which I think it sounds better. It kind of sounds a bit flat when it's undubbed, but still good to have nonetheless, and it's a great cover as well. Have this one on vinyl, once again on CD, and this one's the full show of that one. Elvis recorded live on stage in Memphis. This is the full concert from March 1974 that RCA recorded for the live Elvis recorded on stage album, but that one was kind of edited and wasn't the complete show, as you can see here. My vinyl copy. And that kind of sounded not very good. On some people said it didn't sound. I think it sounded okay. But this is the complete show that they recorded, unedited and unoverdubbed, so you get a good worth in here. And it also has the Richmond Coliseum show 2 days before, which I think they recorded that as like a rehearsal test for the show on the 20th. So that's good to have. You get kind of two entire almost unreleased concerts. Well, one of those concerts was available on the FTD label, which is like the Collector for That Dream label, but they're very difficult to get hold of, so yeah. These next two I got in the Ayrshire Hospice charity shop for they were like £3 or £4, but I couldn't find these two. But This first one, I got to tell you, I really enjoyed this CD. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't too sure if I would enjoy it, but I really did. And it's this, Runaway, the very best of Del Shannon. Now, pretty much everyone knows who Del Shannon is. 60s rock and roller with hits like Runaway, Hats Off to Larry, Little Town Flirt. This CD is fantastic. If you're into 60s rock and roll and you want to get a bit of Del Shannon in your collection, this is the one to get. And this is the one I've got, and this is kind of, in terms of CDs, all I need with Del. But here it is. There's the songs there. So many brilliant songs. I mean, he was a kind of an influence on Jeff Lynne and Tom Petty and the Beatles and Bruce Springsteen as well. So this is a really great CD to listen to. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I recommend you check this out as well. Runaway, the very best of Del Shannon. Brilliant stuff. Fantastic. This next one I haven't heard, but hopefully it'll be okay. The Platters. The very best of the Platters. Now, they're a kind of 60s, 50s group. I've heard bits and pieces of their songs, but I don't know too much, so I thought I would get this, and it was quite cheap as well, so yeah, one I need to listen to. There's loads of like best ofs I need to listen to from people. And I got this one at Ayrshire Hospice at a different time. The Bohemian Rhapsody Queen CD single from 90s with These Are the Days of Our Lives. So yeah, because I have that on the 7-inch, so thought I'd get it on CD single as well. Then this is a really good one that I just reviewed. The Rolling Stones Hackney Diamonds. Brilliant album again, great album. I've already reviewed it before on my channel, so if you want to see me talk about it in more detail, go back to that video. But again, what can be said that hasn't already been said? Great album. Stones, yeah, still can do it. Oi. And this next one I got from my Sockets record shop. Classic Johnny Cash, the Universal Masters collection. Now this has some of the Mercury stuff, and I do have quite a few compilations of the Mercury stuff, but it had a nice cover. I like the picture. I've never seen it before, so I thought we'd get it. And this was released in 2003. So yeah, nice one. Now I'm sure many Beatles fans will have seen me talk about this one before, and I have a copy of it as well. So here it is, the new CD single of Now and Then. I only have it on CD for just now. The vinyl's still a bit hard to get hold of for a ridiculous amount of money. It goes for like £15 for a single. So I'm going to hold off getting the vinyl for now until I can get it for a reasonable price. But here it is anyway. Again, as I said in the channel before, a great song. A really kind of, almost like a really sort of good song. They did a great job restoring the track and making their own arrangements to it and sort of cleaning it up, because before, had they put it out in the original version, while it would have been a great song, it would have sounded really poor and really just not listenable. So I'm really glad that they did that with this. So yeah, great, and it's great to see that it's #1 in the charts as well. So yeah, that's a great one, Now and Then. Now, I got this one for free as I'd helped out with the Christmas stall at the local Saltcoats Labour Club, and I said, oh, can I just take, and I already have a copy of this, but it doesn't have to have an extra, Simon and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. So yeah, brilliant album, this one. Fantastic stuff there. Now these ones I got from my Saltcoats record shop. They're really interesting ones as well, like one of my previous update when I had a good big CD collection. This is another one of that. Bob Dylan's Self-Portrait, 1970 album. I think it's all album covers and whatnot, so should be interesting. This one was 1970. Don't have this one on vinyl yet, so yeah, first copy of the album. These two I have on vinyl, and they're Paul Simon ones. This is the self-titled album. They're the Warner Brothers issues from like the 80s. I also have one similar for Still Crazy After All These Years, and there goes Rhymin' Simon. Now these next ones should be very interesting. Van Halen, live, right here, right now. This is the 1993 live album, and this is one of the Sammy albums. They actually just re-released all the Sammy albums in like a big sort of vinyl box, CD box set. Really cool, but that's very pricey, but so might not get that one. But this is a really, I haven't heard it, but it's interesting. You got like some of the David Lee Roth stuff. There's version of I Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who. So yeah, very interesting stuff on this CD double disc. I think that's actually the original actual front cover. But yeah, could have that one. Keith Richards, Main Offender. I have the Talk Is Cheap album, so I thought I'd get the other one. I know he's got a third one as well. But this was released in 1992, this album. And the last one, this last one from the Sockets Record Shop is really cool. The Rolling Stones from the Vault. I have one similar for Hampton Coliseum. This is the LA Forum in 1975, so really good one. 2 CDs and a DVD. Just gonna open up like this. There's the discs and the books in there. So really good that they've released some stuff from their archive. These three I got today from my charity shop. Elvis, Always on My Mind, the Ultimate Love Songs collection. Never seen this one before, so I thought I would get it. 1997 release. It's got a bit of that dirt on there for some reason. This is an interesting one, really cool one. The Essential Neil Diamond. Like a bit of Neil Diamond, I do quite like some of his songs. Wanted to get a double CD of his greatest hits, so yeah, got that. I already have like two greatest hits of Neil Diamond's, but I'm thinking of giving one away to the charity shop and keeping the other one. And I have some Neil Diamond albums, they'll probably go as well. And yeah, this will do me when it comes to Neil Diamond. So yeah, he's got a lot of good songs, I will admit. A lot of great stuff on here. Double disc, so yeah, says The Essential, so this is the one to go for. Okay, so the next one came from my Saltcoats record shop, and that's this one, The Who. Tommy live at the Royal Albert Hall. Got this one because it was quite cheap, £5, so yeah. And I actually saw The Who on this tour at the Glasgow Hydro. It wasn't the same kind of set as this album. It was different. You like 1 minute you were into like the hits and some of the popular songs of The Who, and then they went into bits of Tommy. They didn't really do Tommy as a whole. They just did like select songs. So, but still good to have. And I know there's a DVD of this concert, I think. So I might try and look down that one. So yeah, there's that one. So we've covered the CDs, now the DVDs. There's not that much, but there's quite a few. One I got on Amazon, Change of Habit, Elvis film, 1969. Yeah, good to have that one. 1969, that's his last film before he came back to live performances. The Rolling Stones, Bridges to Babylon tour, 97 to 98. This is a DVD of that tour. Cool to have. I think I have another Bridges to Babylon tour performance, but in Buenos Aires. This one, I'm right in thinking, was filmed in St. Louis, so interesting. The Who and special guest live at the Royal Albert Hall. Got this on CD, so good to have the DVD. I think this might be the same one I have on CD. I think it's one I had bought a while ago. That's that one. The Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus, of course everybody knows this one. You've got John Lennon on this one, as in the Dirty Mac doing Yeah Blues, and Yoko Ono's on here as well, and The Who, and the Rolling Stones, so one that I think most people have in their collection. And two got from Amazon as well. Elvis, It Happened at the World's Fair, 1963 film. Those three I got together in my Saltcoats record shop at one visit. So yeah, that came from Amazon. As did this one, Elvis, That's the Way It Is, special edition. This has the 2001 special edition and the 1970 film version as well. So yeah, I kind of wanted to have both. I have the special edition in a box set, but I wanted to get like the original cut as well, which is nice to have both. I suppose if you're a collector, much like me, you like to have a lot of things. So yeah. This DVD I've never before seen, so I thought I'd get it anyway. Elvis, The Complete Story. Yeah, thought I'd get that one. Okay, now we're going over the 7 inches. These all came from my Saltcoats record shop, apart from a couple. I got them on different visits, so I'll just show them anyway. Paul McCartney, Only Love Remains. Backed with Tough on a Tightrope. Parlophone, 1986. Whitesnake, Don't Break My Heart Again, with Child of Babylon. I know I've got the Come and Get It album, but it's still good to have this one. I know I have the album of this as well, but good to have the single because this was this artist's big hit. Bertie Higgins and Key Largo, B-side with White Line Fever, both from the Just Another Day in Paradise album. Got this at a different visit. The Magical Mystery Tour EP, finally got my hands on this one. Been looking for this one for a good long while. This is the mono version. EP1 is here. And you have the book in the middle as well, much like the American album version. Much the same, but it has the lyrics on a blue paper. Anything in the middle. So yeah, nice to have. And the second EP's here, so nice to have the original version, and then it will later become like the album version in later years. So like the American version, which I have down in my Beatles cabinet. Got this in my record shop at a different time, but I think it's a later copy. Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock with Treat Me Nice. These two I got at a different... Free, actually, I got at a different visit. Electric Light Orchestra, Mr. Blue Sky, with One Summer Dream. And this is very cool because it's blue vinyl. Very, very cool. Electric Light Orchestra, Evil Woman, with 10,538 Overture live. I do like the Electric Light Orchestra. And then Elvis Presley and the Mellow Men with One Broken Heart for Sale, with It Happened at the World's Fair, 1963, with They Remind Me Too Much of You. Jailhouse Rock was 57, Electric Light Orchestra was 77 and 75. So, got to the years. Got this from the charity shop. Quantum Jump, Lone Ranger. This is one that a friend of mine was telling me about. With the Seance, 1976, this one. Eddie Arnold, I heard this one on the radio. Make the World Go Away by Eddie Arnold on the RCA Victor label, 1965, with The Easy Way. That's not its original sleeve, I know. Now, I got this lot of singles one last week at the record shop. The Key, Adios Speedwagon, with Let's Bebop. I know I have the Good Trouble LP in 1982, but still good to have that one. Del Shannon, Keep Searching, Will Follow the Sun, Stateside, on 1964, with Broken Promises. And Everly Brothers EP, the Everly Brothers number 4, with All I Have to Do Is Dream and Claudette on one side, and Bird Dog and Devoted to You on the B side. On the London EP, London American EP. I know I have both the singles that this EP's packaged, but still good to have. Hopefully should get the other EPs eventually as well. I have 4, and I think there might be a Everly Brothers number 5 as well, I'm not sure. I'll need to kind of look at that one, but nice to have that one. Michael Jackson, Ain't No Sunshine, with I Wanna Be Where You Are, Thelma Motown. The Marmalade, Oobla-Dee Oobla-Da, of course, cover of the Beatles song, and this is the CBS Hall of Fame reissued version. George Harrison with You, and World of Stone from the Extra Textra album, which is an album I don't have yet on vinyl, but I do have it on CD as well. Fake Hit from the 60s, Four Tops, Reach Out I'll Be There, with Until You Love Someone on the B-side, 1966. Jackson 5, The Love You Save, with I Found That Girl, and I actually bought an extra copy by mistake on the Solid Center, but I gave that one to the charity shop, so... found this in my local Ardrossan charity shop. Put these one back up there. Two kinds of Teardrops, Del Shannon on the London label. The B-side, Kelly. They appear on my CD. And the last single I have, this one's Fault Bits with the sleeve, Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters with I Don't Want to Go On Without You, 1964 on the Atlantic label.